Hester, Charlotte and Josie have been friends for many years. They're all artists, and artists who work in very different ways, but they share a common theme. They're all collectors. Collectors of objects that relate to people, events and places. This has led them to working together on the project Collections, where their work is examining how and why, as humans, we collect things, and what that means.
I tend to collect mainly natural objects. My love of natural history, which comes from my mum who's a doctor of zoology, means that I'm attracted to eggs, bones, shells, skulls, that kind of thing. Less so man-made objects. These kind of things have included skylark eggshells, which I found on a run of the Three Peaks. There's certain things that I'm just not interested in, pigeon feathers, rabbit skulls, that kind of thing, sort of common everyday stuff. It's more the animals and birds that symbolise something for me, or that have kind of mythology or symbolism attached to them, that I'm attracted to. Here I'm just inking and wiping a plate which is to do with finding a grouse skull. And on the moorlands around here, there's some of it actually no longer farmed for grouse, when the grouse are just living wild. So coming across them is a really nice thing to see, and they're very much part of the moorland. And for the collections, I've decided that I'll actually include some of the objects, and this is quite unusual. I normally just make collagraph prints, but I'm including some of the things that I've found when I've been on specific runs. Things that I've come across unexpectedly that have got kind of like a feeling of being real natural treasures. So the skylark eggs are going to feature in a piece. And I've also got another piece that I've worked on called the Huntress, which includes linnet feathers, because I came across the hunting site of a merlin, so I've included the linnet feathers in the piece. So this is the reason why I keep printing. It can be very exciting if it works. Oh yeah, good.
I'm not a collector of any one particular item. I generally love to collect items with age. I love sort of finding items while out walking, such as sort of bones, feathers, leaves and things. And then other items maybe that are man-made or left by men. Anything that catches your eye that's maybe out of place. I love how collecting these items remind me of a certain place, certain walks or journeys that maybe I've been on while out and about. My latest work, I've studied old maps and looked at mapping out sort of the old trackways across the dales and the moors, and sort of created paths through my ceramics. I wanted to use this as a starting point for the Collections exhibition. And so I've begun cataloguing items that are found within a mapped area, using their grid references so that they relate back to where they were found.
I've always collected things ever since I was a young child. I used to collect postcards, and I always used to collect natural treasures too. I still collect them. I've got feathers and shells and really beautiful silk cocoons as well. I think I'm drawn to things that feel like they've got a history about them, that they've been, that they're either natural objects or they've been handled by lots of people. I'm kind of fascinated by wishbones, and I find them really beautiful. But there's also something slightly dark and macabre about breaking a bone to make a wish. So I'm playing with that idea on the next piece, and I'm using wishbones that I've bleached and some that I've painted gold. So I'm making a collar out of tea bag paper, then going to collage papers and fabrics, and I'll spend some time seeing where I want various things. The tea bag paper itself has been burnt to sort of mimic lace, and what it makes me think of is it's tiny, like little tiny christening gowns. And so I'm thinking of the wishes that people give you when you're christened or when you're first born, and you sort of carry these people's wishes around with you all your life, really, and you collect your own wishes as well. And I'm going to put it in a beautiful old clock case that's kind of quite battered and bashed around, but I like it like that. I like things to have a history and you to be able to see that they've been used and loved by someone else and for another purpose.
The first exhibition of the work they've made over the last 18 months is in Masham Gallery in November and December. It's the start of an ongoing project, one which will collect other artists on the way and other exhibition spaces too.